Hello everyone and welcome to our Tales of the Valiant actual play part of Kobold Con. We've been doing a lot of internal play testing over the past year and some change. And since now the digital versions of Tales of the Valiant are out, including some of our awesome Valiant 6 pre-gen characters, we wanted to go ahead and bust these open and play a little bit for you guys. So we have a fun little quick one-shot that we're gonna put together today. But I am here with some wonderful people that we'll introduce in just a moment. But my name is Celeste Konowich, and I'm the lead game designer on Tales of the Valiant and going to be your game master today. But let's go down the table, starting with Wolfgang, and meet our players. So players, also introduce your characters. Which of the Valiant 6 are you going to be playing today?
Yes, all right. I'm Wolfgang Bauer, the founder of Kobold Press, and I am going to be playing Unthar Shaleheart today, a dwarf who just wanted to be a soldier until that fire elemental ruined everything, and now I'm a battle mage. It's like a soldier with magic.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, I'm T. Alexander Stangroom, I'm the COO of Kobold Press, and today I will be playing the Orc Mechanist Hendrian Cascan, who is going to show people that just because you look brutish doesn't mean that you are brutish. Sometimes it's all about brain over brute.
Brutish or British?
Oh no, it's going to be that kind of game. All right, I've just learned that lesson.
Hi, I am Megan Markle, Senior Game Developer at Kobold Press, and I will be playing the Human Fighter Gada Zaid.
Hello everybody, my name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer, and I will be playing the Kobold Warlock, Zalbikar Andriotix, or Zal for short.
Fantastic. I can't wait for you all to dive into these characters. Like I said, we've been playing a lot of just Tales of the Valiant over, rounds and rounds and rounds of internal playtesting, but I think this is everybody's first time playing these specific pre-gen characters, right? So we're doing it. We're doing it right here in front of you. So breaking these open, these are the exact characters that you can actually go and download right now to get started playing Tales of the Valiant. So let's meet our characters and dive into some action, shall we? Yeah. All right. As our story begins, you all find yourselves feeling groggy, and it's hard to see exactly where you are as you're kind of coming to and getting the sense everything around you is very dark, and you're feeling this motion, almost like you're on a ship of some kind. And as these details are starting to filter in and coming to you, you realize that you're all trapped really close together. You can feel kind of your companions around you, and as those of you who have senses that allow you to see in the dark, you begin to realize that there are the outline of these metal bars all around you, and you are crammed in some sort of swinging cage that seems to be suspended from the ceiling. But that's just where we are in time, because let's jump back a little bit to exactly
How did we get
here? So, flashing back in time, as we see our Valiant 6, the heroes of this land, strolling boldly down a country road, having successfully come from one of your latest missions. Let's get some descriptions of you at your full, glorious, victorious state walking down here. So, Wolfgang, what do we see of our friend Unthar?
Unthar Shaleheart, a dwarf in red robes, filled with fire, his beard giving off sparks, and a salamander lizard familiar.
Very cool. And standing next to Unthar.
Standing next to, but certainly towering above,
Yes.
is the 6'4" Hendrian Cascan, an enormous burly orc. You can hear him as he walks down. He's got so many different tools of various types clanging at his belt, an enormous crossbow and shield across his back. But perhaps most noticeable is the form-fitting armor that he's wearing, which is slowly moving, images of cogs just rotating and color-skating across the full body of it. And perched on his shoulder is a small little blue plasma thing that he keeps talking to.
Very cool. And of course, next to them, also very tall, I believe, right? These character sheets, I was like, whoa, this is a very impressive looking party.
Not quite as
tall as 6'4",
Yeah,
all right.
not quite that tall, but still pretty well built, pretty tall. Gada standing next to her half-orc companion here. She's. Oh, you're full of. I'm sorry.
Full orc.
Full orc.
Yes, Tails the Valiant Orc is the lineage. No half-orcs.
Yeah, so she's relatively muscled, and she's like, you know what, this is, I've got, everybody is talking to something else, so.
We all have pets.
We all have pets.
I'm gonna check, make sure I got all my weapons and stuff as we're like valiantly strolling through, you know.
Wind, blowing through your hair,
checks
just
out.
cutting a dramatic silhouette against the blue sky.
I mean, I have to. Everyone else has got a little buddy with them.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, my little buddies are my 2X.
Yes, of course. Of course. What are their names? Just.
Vlahagentor and Bob.
I like Bob.
There's definitely a story there. I'm not sure on which one. So whispering to your hand axes as the rest of the party is, and our final member of the Valiant.
Definitely shorter than everyone else, much smaller, slightly.
But just more grounded.
Yeah, just a little bit more
Yeah.
grounded. Rust-colored scales, covered in what is like primarily like sackcloth robes that have been patched together, like bundled, like hiding scrolls and vials
Yes.
and things underneath it.
Many secrets in
Many,
those
many
robes.
secrets. Zal is keeping a little marching beat for us on his little drum as we march along. And I think kind of just like flying like nearby around, not specifically talking just to me, because it'd be rude if I were to walk amongst the group and talking to my little friend. Zephelix, my pseudo-dragon familiar, kind of flies around, I think kind of swirling to the rhythm of the drum as we march alongside with my fellow companions.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we only have 4 players here today, but there are 6. You are called the Valiant 6. So you do have your 2 other companions currently with you. So we have a human cleric. You can see she is dressed in like silver and green and carries a very large scythe. That is our friend, let me make sure I'm getting these names right, Sino. And then next to her we have Ellison, who is our elven rogue, who's, somehow managing to be shady despite it being a full sunny day, just creeping in the back here. All right, so as you all are walking down, let's figure out a little bit about whatever the successful mission was that you just went on. So, Kendo, tell me a little bit about this. Who hired you on this last mission?
Now, if Zal's remembering,
Yes, of course, yeah.
I-
We'll
I-
reach back in the annals
Yeah,
of time. Yeah.
reaching back through the annals of time, I remember us being in the room of a very rich merchant.
Yeah.
I think they were a
Yeah.
dwarf, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
He called himself like Lord.
So bad with names, I guess.
So I almost called them Lord Jezebel. Yeah. You know what? No, I'm rolling with it. I'm pretty sure it was Lord Jezebel.
Yeah.
Fork knife?
Yeah, fork
The
knife.
third?
Of the fork knife.
Of the fork knife.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and Megan, why don't you tell me, what was it exactly that Lord Jezebel asked you to do?
Well, he's a rich merchant, so he really wanted a specific item.
Mhm.
And, I really don't handle the details of carrying things like that.
Right.
I just hit the thing that's between me and that object, but he sent us off to go gather something.
Okay, yeah, so gather an important, something perhaps of great value to the Fork Knife clan.
Yeah, to him, it didn't look that impressive to me. I can't even recall what it was.
More
it
of
was
a
so
family
unimpressive.
heirloom.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alexander, tell me something that went horribly wrong during this mission. Just one moment where you're like, oh, almost didn't make it there.
So, obviously, Lord Jezebel Forkknife is one of the guild masters of the Cutler's Guild.
Yes, of course.
And we were sent to go and get the adamantine tools with which his great-grandfather founded the guild and created the first knives and forks from which they get their name.
Yes,
That's
they
right. And
mentioned
you wouldn't let
Yeah.
me turn that into a weapon. That's
No,
what
I
that
wouldn't.
was. I remember it. Yeah.
And one of the problems that we principally had is that when I found them, there was a curse on the box.
Oh, no.
And for someone for whom tools and manufacturing is so important, the curse was the ancient spirit of the principal maker of this, which then possessed me because I wanted these so much.
Yes.
And then the party were forced to deal with well, me.
Yeah, bad
Very
time. So it was a little sketchy there for a while, but in the end it worked out all right.
How's
And
your job?
you were able to retrieve this thing. And Wolfgang, why don't you tell me a little? What was some extra reward or boon that Lord Forkknife granted you? Because he was so grateful that you were able to retrieve this family heirloom.
Lord Forkknife, his family and my family, the Shaleheart family, are not exactly rivals, not exactly friends, and for a long
Frenemies, one
frenemies. For a long time, I've been trying to figure out the Forkknife secret of tempering, a secret of crafting, a wizardly bit that they put into their cutlery, and I could never get it. But not only did we bring him his ancestral adamantine items, I mean, we suffered grievously in the attempt.
Grievously.
And-
Especially your Methodist friend, who you had to soundly
By
beat
his-
to decurse, right?
Cursed by his ancestor.
So after we burned the possession out of him and clobbered him and the spirit was driven away, Lord Forkknife said, you shall have the secret of fire cup.
Yes, make sure you mark that on your sheet, that you know that
Yes.
secret. You never know. You
It
never
cooks
know.
food as you use it.
Yeah.
What a blessing. So obviously all of you are celebrating that victory in this moment, right? Feeling pretty bad as you're walking up like, yes, we've done it again, the Valiant 6. What's next, world? When you had begun to hear this strange, almost like a sound of gears or something like clanging around you, and as you're looking up at this like blue sky, beautiful day, all of a sudden this haze kind of rolled in here, and as this like mechanical, grinding, shrieking sound that happened, and this wave of acrid smoke had come into your face, the world had gone dark. And here we are, back in time. Now suspended in a cage, all of you, at this moment, hanging from a ceiling in this pitch dark room, and as you're kind of getting your bearings here, who here can see in the dark? All right, so our poor human fighter is like, what's happening? What's happening?
Clanging and acrid smoke.
What?
Hindred, what'd you do?
There's just I haven't had a headache like this since I was an undergrad.
Yeah. Oh, Mechanist School, they party hardy. Yeah, so as you are looking around, those of you who can see, you appear to be in a pretty much a featureless room that has these like metal panels all over the walls, and you can kind of see down below you because again, you're suspended probably about at least a 10-foot drop down to where the floor is, and you're hanging about 10 feet from the ceiling here. There are these very basic like gateways that lead in and out of here, but other than that, there's no furniture, nothing else really going on in this space. When you all hear a beep, 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 and a whoop sound as like that door begins to move again, and shooting out of this gateway is this small metallic creature that's kind of shaped like a crescent moon, but has like one little eyeball that seems to like glitch and move around it. Even you, who can't see in the dark at this point, you can see this like pinpoint of light on this thing as it flies up into the air and like lands right in front, so it's kind of eye level with you all as you're like swinging and trying to get your bearings in this cage. And then there's a flickering, and you see an illusory version of a small goblin, someone who looks very familiar as you're starting to look closer and closer at him. He's like dressed in heavy armor, also carrying a bunch of tools, belts, looking a little similar actually to our own mechanist friend. And in this squeaky little voice out of the hologram, you see comes, "Good morning, Valiant 6, or should I say Valiant 4. You are once again in my clutches, and this time there's no chance of escape. I've already taken your companions to keep my pets entertained, but don't you worry, I'm sure they'll soon be dead, and my guards will bring the next one of you to my workshop for a little fun. Don't mess with Beetlebrax, the brass boss!" And there's and it goes out, and this little thing like flies off and away. And wouldn't you know it, Beetlebrax, this guy who you have dealt with before, each one of you, does somebody have a story of the last time you soundly trounced this individual who just keeps coming back?
So, if there's anything I know about Beetleborgs, he loves monologuing.
Really does.
And it's so every single time.
kind of
It's almost like every single time he gets close to defeating us,
Yeah.
he just starts monologuing, and then it's like just the perfect opening,
Yeah.
Well,
right?
that's when Vlahagentor says hi.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
throw your axe, and then it's in his chest, and he's like, "Oh no, why?" And it's the same song and dance every
Yeah,
time.
to his credit, at least this time he seems to have sent a messenger to do his monologue for
He's
him.
getting a little
Yeah.
smarter,
He's getting
A little
He's
smarter.
getting smarter.
but not much smarter.
Not much smarter.
Though it does now occur to you after reviewing the information, as you're looking around in the cage, you do in fact see that two of your companions are indeed missing. Your friend Sino and your rogue friend are not in the cage with you.
You know what? It was smart to take the elf.
Yes.
Right? He could have broken us out.
Yeah, no, that was my first
Took
thought.
the lockpicker.
I mean, I'm right here.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Look at the tools.
My stuff.
yeah, like you're here, but you know.
Can you do anything with this lock?
Yes, of course. If it was made by Beetleborgs, it's probably shoddy work.
Oh yeah, because you and Beetleborgs have quite the history, right, Adrian?
Yes, unfortunately, he and I were at school together, where we were doing a mechanist training. He is a cur and a blackguard, and he's just bad.
Yeah.
He would cheat. Unfortunately, he's from a very good family, and any misbehavior would be smoothed over by generous donation to the school. Any normal person would have been expelled years before, but he thinks I'm his nemesis, and I'm not.
You're not his nemesis.
I'm not his nemesis.
It's a one-way street.
It's a bit embarrassing, really. But unfortunately, the rest of the Valiant Six just keep getting dragged into his obsession with me again and again.
And so here you are, swinging in a cage now in a completely dark room in what appears to be some kind of underground silo.
Did he at least take our equipment away, or has he just left us?
You have your equipment on
Oh
He's
at
man.
this point.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
He seems to have really focused on taking two of the six of you. You know, last time he tried to take your equipment, it didn't really make much of a difference, it seems like.
So I will go into my pack, or rather sort of the tool belt at my waist, and I will get the thieves' tools that I always carry with
Rats.
me.
Are we like in a pile together, or
Yes, you're in a cage that is definitely too small for four large people and a kobold to be in together. So yeah, you're kind of.
So as Adrian's moving, we're like, oh, no,
And it's
gosh,
also
no.
swinging. So with every move, you're like, well, this is definitely giving me seasickness, if
Right.
nothing else.
So like moving around, trying to sort of rotate around to get to the lock.
Yeah.
I would like to attempt to unlock the.
All right, so let's go ahead. Our first roll of the game. So you are making a
Make it up.
dexterity ability check with thieves' tools. So
I'm very good at this.
I'm
so as well
so
as
ready.
having
Wait.
expertise,
Kenda.
Can I give you guidance?
I would love guidance.
Yeah. As
What is
you go
your
to do
guidance?
it, I say that one. Oh yeah. As you start to go mess with the lock, I try to wriggle my arm around to get to you to be able to touch. I think it's just like the outer part of your calf, and just go. You got it.
So what is that doing?
Well, let's just see what it says in the notes here.
It's a D4.
It's a D4.
Yeah, so just a D4.
So because I'm a mechanist and very good, not only do I have expertise, but I'm also rolling with advantage. So
Yes, with your tools.
this is very good. So,
Master of tools.
so 6, 24, that'd be a 28, and I'll roll with advantage. That's still a 28.
All right, how does this lock iron just explode? Because you picked it so well, it's like it wasn't even there.
I have a feeling that I put the picks in, and then it just pushes open because he hasn't
Actually locked it. He forgot to lock it. Oh man, poor Beetle.
How do you make that look so easy?
It's so easy every time.
It's almost like I didn't do anything.
So you managed to and creak open this door. So now you're also moving, and there's an open side of this. So there is definitely some. Actually, everybody, let's go ahead and make a dexterity save as this swinging cage is now open. Oh, Oompa, that doesn't sound
Yeah, so that's about 4.
good. Oh, cool.
Push!
20.
All right, you're fine. You're like, listen, there's so much traffic, I can't even possibly how'd you do?
20 for me.
Okay, great. And our poor fighter friend.
9.
Wonderful. So, Hendrin, you swing open the door, you're like, ready, and kind of step back probably to, for your companions, and immediately, of course, your fighter and your wizard just fall onto the floor. So we're going to go ahead and start off with some falling damage here as you fall down 10 feet. So that's 3 bludgeoning damage toward your friends as you tumble unceremoniously out of this hanging cage onto a steel
I still
floor.
can't see, so I don't even know what happened. There was just
all of a sudden.
swinging. There was a foot in my face, and now I'm on the floor, and a dwarf lands on me. Like it's an interesting story.
Not a very valiant beginning to this mission so far.
Well, I can't see, so obviously it doesn't look bad.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Not embarrassed at all.
Right.
Could any of the spellcasters bring some light?
What? Oh, I suppose I can
You
cast
are a fire mage. Or so he said.
Cantrip, I'm firebolting things. I'm like, well, the door is that way, fighter. And I'm
There
gonna
you
shoot
go.
a firebolt that way.
There you go.
The cage is up over there.
Yeah, a lot of fireworks just kind of going off. Very
Fireworks.
dramatic.
Following the fireworks
Yeah.
to the door.
So those of you who did stay in the cage, how are you getting down safely?
Is the drone still in the room with
So the
us?
drone went
Okay, so
right back out of
okay.
those. That seems to be that one set of gates at the bottom.
So we're marking that set of gates.
Yeah, as potentially important. Yes.
So, because I'm a fairly big lad, I'm going to sort of take hold of the lower rungs and sort of lower myself down as long as I can, which actually is then only a couple of feet.
Yeah,
Drop.
yeah.
But
Okay.
I will maintain that hold. Zal, you can just climb down me with nothing. So.
Oh, thanks. And I just climb on
Like
Hendrin's
you've done it
back.
100 times before.
Sometimes without asking, usually.
Yeah, sometimes I get thrown, sometimes you get this
Yeah.
ladder, right? But you all are now on the ground. Some of you dusting yourselves off, maybe a little scraped knee, but you know what? That's fine. And you do have these several options for doors, including, yes, absolutely, that set of doors that you did track, that little robot thing, or whatever that was.
So it went through that.
Silver boomerang. That way.
Is it the same one that it came out of?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good. Making sure.
Well, knowing that Beetlebrox is not clever about, mazes and passages, he's probably behind that door.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, those 2 doors probably don't even work.
Yeah.
Let's find him.
Yeah, okay.
March on over there.
Yes.
Give them a little kick. I'll
Yeah.
leave them alone.
So, it is one of those doors that it's 2 that seem to just slide, and there isn't like a lock or anything on them, so it looks like you're gonna have to brute strength them open.
Untha, if you could just let me have a look at things before you kick them.
Oh, right. This is really your department.
I just in case there's a trap.
A trap?
A trap!
I just kicked it. There's no trap.
I don't think he's smart enough to make traps.
I know.
Or like good ones.
But on the possibility that he's hired somebody competent. So I would like to, before we brute force these open, just check to see if there's any sort of trick.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and give me a
Investigation.
investigation. Yeah, that works for me.
That is not bad. That is a 23.
Okay, so as you're looking at these doors, symbols here, it does seem that there is some kind of mechanism, you think, like on the sides of these doors. There's something that is allowing them to open and close, and you get the feeling that if you do force these doors, there could potentially be some backlash, especially if you do it in such a way that like breaks whatever this mechanism is.
Right. Okay. Do I think that I will be able to gain access to the mechanism to try and stop that from happening?
Yes, you do see that the doors are on these sliders, so potentially if you can maybe like push the door off or just so, there is something you can do. So if you want to go ahead and try to get a crack at it with just these tools again to disable it, you
I
want
would
to
love
welcome
to.
to try.
Hey. I believe in you.
Aww, this party sits friendship.
24.
I don't think you've gotten below a 20. Hendrin is just stomping through this encounter. So yes, you are easily like, okay, no worry. It's like taking a closet, off that one like
Yes.
little roller. You're like, we'll just push it back. Yep, that'll do it. And then you're in a really good position already now to just shove these things.
Beatrox is, for all his grandeur, not a very good mechanist, so I'm assuming it's like the equivalent of a bucket above a door. Like, that's the level.
It's stinky. So yeah, you can easily slide these open, and you see a long hallway that stretches out in front of you here. And this section is lit. You can see that there are these little glowing arcane lights on the walls here. It is still basically like a steel just box that you're in. You haven't seen a window or any indication now, like where exactly you are at this point.
Now, Jim, obviously there was a swinging motion while we were in the cage, which is suspended.
Yes.
Is that movement still happening?
No, this is very stable. So wherever you are, you're not like on a ship or something. That just seemed to be a little bit of fun from this cage that was going on here. And of course, in a predictable way, there is just one way to go, one door at the end of this hallway, and it seems to be just more of a normal door. You can hear more metallic clanging sounds coming from whatever that far door is.
I could go kick that door.
You could do a lot of things.
But why don't you do that thing you just
I'll just have a look in case there's more.
Check, just see.
So I'm going to examine the corridor and the door to make sure we're not triggering anything.
Absolutely.
That is still an 18, 19.
You're like, no, absolutely not. This is fine. You didn't even lock this one. How could you ever have escaped the cage, you know?
Yes.
Why would you even need security?
So true.
The noise, the clang,
yes.
Does it sound like a piece of machinery? Does it sound like somebody working?
It does. So as you get closer to this door now, there is like a rhythmic thump, 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 thump. So some kind of like gear work something at a regular cadence is happening. But now that you're closer to it, you hear like different punctuated sounds coming through, like the clanging of steel, and then, like there's a sharp like that comes from like the other side of the door. So there's definitely something else going on but a lot of that, whatever that rhythmic machine is, kind of blocking out the specific details of whatever's happening in that room.
I would ready yourself. Don't forget, Beetlebrooks has a tendency to make ostentatious death traps.
Was that the sound of a person we just heard, or?
Might be.
Could be.
It's hard to tell. Other than thump, 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 it's almost like a club thing. Like, what is going on in there?
I have a proposition. We know that he's not very smart, and typically, if there are other people like this, sometimes he hires people, they also aren't very smart. I could disguise myself as him, and I can be like, oh, I'm bringing these prisoners to where we're supposed to be going.
I can pretend to be wearing cuffs as we go through. Nobody would see through that.
Nobody would see through that.
Yes. Clear, winning deception. Alright, so are you using a...
Yes, so I am going to be using disguise self. And we're about the same size anyway, so I don't have to wear
As a goblin, goblin, kobold, approximately the same size. And you're not the true scale version of the kobold, right? You're at the standard.
Yes, I believe I'm just the standard size kobold.
Because we do have two variations for the kobold lineage in the skin. The true scale is a little bit beefier, bigger, so they don't get quite that same agility, but they do have some neat resistances and such. But
Yep, okay. So yes, I will be burning a spell slot to make myself look like our good friend, Brox.
well, any flavor on those spells, as we're watching you expending a whole spell slot.
Yeah, so I think what it is from underneath my robe, I take out like a couple of vials that I'm kind of, and they're like dark murky, like Icarish like things with like little bits of components inside of it that I just like, I pop out, I take, and like the moment I pop it, it's like the most rancid, disgusting smelling. Yeah, it's just like a, delicious, and then I just pour it on myself.
At least you'll smell like him.
And then as it like drips down, like it just starts taking on the form of it's Beetlebrox, right?
Beetlebrox, yes.
Beetlebrox.
So your form begins to shift as your beautiful scales become kind of a muddy green color, and you like stoop over a little bit, and your cool robes start becoming just like lots of different plate and metal as you assume the form of your not so arch villain friend Beetlebrox here. So you are a perfect imitation of this individual.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna have, I'll just telepathically to Zephy, which is the shortened name of Zephelix, to just like stay inside my clothing until
hide in one of the many tool pouches that you have.
Exactly.
An excessive number of tool belts that probably not functional, but they look so cool.
Yeah.
So your pseudo dragon tucks inside. Any other preparations we're making before we step through the door?
I will use rope to halfway, like, loosely tie all of our hands together.
Okay, so you can find each other. That's nice. Oh, and then also prisoners, right?
Yes, we have to.
All right. Why don't you all give me a performance check as we're trying to really sell the show.
Now, can I do
make it with
deception?
advantage. Oh, deception. Yes, I would take deception as well.
I'll take that advantage.
Yeah, with advantage. You currently look like your host. Oh dear.
So that is a 9 plus 6. That's still a 15.
Okay, that's solid. That's solid. There you go. All right, you're how did the rest of us do on this performance? Kicking and fire. Oh, I know.
About a 2.
Oh, a 2. Okay. Very convincing. What are you doing that is so convincing?
Probably still throwing sparks from my beard and stretching and forgetting I'm supposed to.
Right. You're like, oh, wait, my stuff. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
Right, I'm tired.
Good. The rest of you?
I got a 10.
Okay.
Which
solid.
just to stand there. And the thing I'm struggling with is that because Zal has done such a great job looking like Beetlebrox, I want to say things. I'm trying to
fighting the urge to roll your eyes and yep, absolutely. How's our fighter doing?
I actually got a 17.
All right, you're blending into the bit.
I'm like,
these other two chumps, what are they doing?
Dad, don't leave me to be
Roll of your lifetime. We're selling it as you open this door.
Yes. I walk in, I try to make sure to have like a semi-commanding...
This is your super villain base.
Exactly.
Yeah, you own this place.
Exactly.
So as you open up this door, and just the chaos immediately hits you, you're like, okay. As you're looking around, a very, very large room here that's filled with all kinds of like generally industrial-looking machines and pipes all around the outside edge. And as you step in, you see that there are a bunch of those crescent-shaped little, like, robot things that came through that are, like, whizzing through the air at this point, seemingly around the center of action that is happening here. As you see this huge creature completely covered in like metal panels with 3 different like sculpted heads, one a goat-like head, a dragon head, and then a lion head. This like mechanic chimera is currently chasing around your rogue friend, and you see just this great paw come down and smash into Ellison as his body skates across the floor and hits one wall here. And as you all step in and like, you see a couple of these little machine things like turn their blinking eyes towards you and seem to be waiting for something.
Hello, my creations! Stop that thing! I'm done. This is boring now for me.
And the two, like, they just turn their eyes towards each other and you hear a like this very bizarre sound. Do any of you speak machine speech? Maybe Hendrian, do you have?
I'm not according to my character sheet, but I'm sure I picked up a couple of bits.
You've probably heard it before. Like this is a language that is specific to constructs and almost impossible for creatures of flesh and bone to actually speak or understand because of the rate at which it's like spoken.
Construct wasn't my major.
Yeah,
So,
you were more of the tools. What was your major actually? Let's learn about the Valiant 6, right? While we're here.
I focused on being a metallurgist.
Yeah.
Primarily, it allows me to change certain metal objects into others, and I focused all my attention on the fact, so I alluded to what I was wearing. So I can pick a magical armor or mundane armor and change it into a form-fitting. It's not iron, but it.
Mystic metal.
that will allow me to use gauntlets to fight and allow me to shrug off other kinds of energy damage. But it also doesn't impede the way I move.
Yes. Yeah, very cool. So that was really your major, this nonsense, making clockwork things, that was really more Beetle's thing. As you are seeing, actually this rather impressive seeing clockwork chimera is currently, dominating your two allies at this moment here. Those two little machine creatures speak and then turn their attention back to you. I would like you to make me some kind of check to try to convince these things. I'll take a persuasion, intimidation, deception.
Yeah, I'll do deception and persuasion. I have +6 in. I wonder if in this moment can I message Hendrian and ask?
Yeah, with your cantrip.
Yeah. I'll message Hendrian and ask, is there anything that constructs like react better to? Is there like a clicking noise or something that I gotta do?
Long walks on the beach.
And I will whisper back. I am sure because of Beetleborgs they are used to nothing but derision. Don't be nice to them. He doesn't talk to his creations that way.
Why are you looking at me like that? I gave you an order! Stop that chimera! I have no things to torture this elf with. And I couldn't be bothered to stop it myself, because that's your job.
Alright, go ahead and give me that check.
I'll do...
It sounds like that could be either deception or intimidation.
I'll do deception.
Alright.
7 + 6, that's a 13.
Okay, so these creatures, they take a really long time to look at you. They don't appear to have eyelids or like other features, so it's just kind of you staring at them in this poker moment that lasts way too long as your companion is like sliding over there, going on in the background. And eventually these things kind of make a click sound, and they sort of skirt off to the sides of the room and click at a bunch of the other ones, and you see a couple that are floating near the chimera start to kind of ram into it, gently at first, hey buddy, stop.
Hey, come on.
And at this point you see sparks that start coming off of the chimera, and there's this grinding, horrendous sound, and just steam starts coming out of its heads in a way that makes it look scarier than it somehow did before. And those machines fly back from it and go and they seem to be panicking now as they were up above. This chimera seems to have gone rogue. Let's roll some initiative, shall we?
Can't build anything.
It's going so well.
You've done well. You've convinced the little guys not to fight you, but there's still a big problem in this room. Oh, Beetleborgs, he just can't even control his own chimera. What are we gonna do? All right, hit me with those numbers.
I got an 18.
An 18. All right, 18 for Zal.
5.
And a 5 for Untha.
You should change your die.
Yeah, considering you fell out of a cage, that seems right. 5.
16.
A 16. All right, for Hendrian. And then for our fighter friends.
17 for Gato.
All right, got me 17. And there we go. Did you want to roll separately for your pseudo dragon? I believe it actually has its own turn in initiative.
Yes.
And since you have Pact of the Chain, it can actually attack as well.
Okay, awesome. So its dex is 2, so it got a 9.
Okay. And you said Zaffy?
Zeffy.
Zeffy, cute. Hope Zeffy doesn't die.
I also wow.
Ready for combat.
I didn't really think that was gonna happen.
My general rule is if you use them in combat, I can target them in combat.
Yeah, no, that's
pets,
fair.
companions, mounts, the whole 9 yards.
No, that's fair.
Yep. All right. So, oh no, my chimera just killed that roll. So, what are we gonna do to you?
Oh, no.
Yay! So, again, looking at this scene, there are probably about 10 of now these little croissant-shaped things that are just talking up here, floating around. and you see a bunch of them actually are like shooting down to try and get to the set of doors on the other side, and they're just kind of bouncing off a little bit like moths, just sort of hitting a light bulb on the other side. So they're clearly panicking, trying to get out. And this chimera now has officially kicked over your elf rogue, who seems to be unconscious now at this point against one wall. You do not see your cleric friend anywhere in this space right now, which is perhaps concerning. But this chimera, now that its toy is unconscious and it's no longer moving, it does that cat thing where it's like sitting there, nope. And 3 of these heads turn your way. The dragon head in particular swinging you through the middle, the loudest, the biggest of them all. You see its horns turn on you as it lets loose this breath of fire towards you all. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws for me.
Save the rope.
Save the rope.
Save the rope. We
Don't
need
let it
the
burn.
rope.
It's between all of us.
20, great.
21.
Great.
Also 20.
Wow.
21 as well.
Fire? Ah.
You're conspiring against me. You're too valiant.
The dice is right here.
All right.
We all rolled 19.
Yes, it's just our modifiers that differ.
How did we manage this?
Okay, all right. Now I'm afraid. Okay, well, that's fine. You're still going to take half damage.
All right, fair enough.
Sure.
Yeah, gotcha. So, okay, so that will be 18 fire damage. Half. So that was a big ol' roll.
Sorry, that was 18 down to 9? Or
So it was, no, 36 down
36
to
down to
18.
Oh, 36 down to 18.
I did that for you.
That would have been bad.
You're welcome.
So as the fire waves over Hendrin, the color of his armor changes reactively, and it flares red. So now it's taken on this bright red sheen. But because of that, he has resisted double his intelligence modifier for fire, and will be resistant to that for 1 minute.
And that is one of your augment effects, right?
That's one of
That
my
you get as a
augment
mechanist?
effects. Yes,
Cool.
so I have chosen to put that on my armor. So.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so augments in this game are things that basically mechanists can do to any objects, and since you already have that mystic metal, that is specifically one you get with that subclass to be able to resist that damage. And probably a very good call for this fight, considering that dragon head is still just right there. It breathes this massive amount of fire, and as this is happening to you, you hear that click, click, click sound just before, as clearly some internal mechanism is allowing this thing to recreate a fire breath. And then, of course, it's going to come bounding over you, cat-like, again, carrying on its little lion paws, as it springs to loom far ahead over you all. So, yeah, that is Orchid. Yep, 2 claw attacks as well. Megan, you made these so mean.
Hey, whoa.
Super fun for me. Megan,
Don't tell everybody at the table that I was responsible for
This
this.
was
Hey, Megan.
Claw,
Hey,
claw,
Megan.
claw. So I get 2 claw attacks as well as getting a fire breath. Welcome to Tales of the Valiant. We've got teeth.
Can I use my reaction to last stand? Is that a...
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna spin.
Tell us what that is for the audience.
Oh,
it's
yes.
a new fighter.
That's right, audience. So last stand, when I take damage, when I take damage that would reduce me below half, I can use a reaction to spend a hit die up to my proficiency bonus. So proficiency bonus is 2, so I'm gonna spend 2 hit die right now.
Right. So using it in response to taking damage from the fire.
Correct.
breath.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it becomes a reaction, and then I regain that amount plus my con modifier. So
Seems like a good idea.
let's see what we get. 11 plus 2, so 13 back. All right.
Nice.
That's
All
pretty
right.
good.
What does that look? Because I imagine Last Stand is that moment, right, in a dramatic fight where your hero manages to get back up. So what is the dramatic action we see as you're?
I think I'm so worried about my rope
Yeah.
that I'm like grabbing it frantically, and I'm like taking the brunt of the fire breath on my shoulder to be like, no, not my rope.
Was this a special rope given to you by a friend, or what's
No.
the story with
We
this
don't know
rope?
where we are. It's the only coil of rope we
Yes.
have. Rope is very useful.
It is really, really important. Okay, yeah, protect the rope, no matter what. Yes. So again, you're thinking that as one of these claws comes down right for your face. So here we go. 17, will that hit you?
No.
All right, so you managed to deflect that blow, and then we're gonna get another claw to 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just roll a d4, shall we?
Hey, whoa, hey, I don't like that randomness.
All right, Wolfgang, coming into a dear friend Gunther.
Yes, well, the mage armor isn't much, but it's all I've got.
Will a 16 hit you?
Yes, it will.
So that claw, you're like, my mage armor, surely pronk, as like this big claw comes down on you here, swiping you for 7, 9 slashing damage.
Exactly 0 is where that leaves.
Oh no.
Teeth. All right, so you fall unconscious on the ground as this happens, and then that is our Chimera's turn. Thank goodness, as you see Uther goes down. Zal, we come to you.
Okay, well, so I imagine the Chimera is like right on us right now.
The wall are tied, literally tied
Okay.
together. So it's looming up over you, these 3 heads, just intently focused.
Amazing, and by amazing I mean terrifying.
Amazing, I'm having a bad time, really bad time.
So, can I use my action to? Can I make a medicine check to potentially
To
stabilize?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
You can go ahead and
okay.
try and stabilize your friend.
Now, I might not be very good at this, being have a 0.
Okay, you only need a 10.
Only need a 10.
Only need a 10.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that was an 8.
Oh.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So you run over. What does this terrible first aid look like?
It's
really bad.
I think it's me fumbling through the fake armor into the
Where did
illusion.
I get it?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm looking for one of the things, and I'm like,
You're throwing out wrenches, like
it's
just
like,
so many.
oh
Like,
no,
why would I ever need this
scrolls.
many wrenches? So over Uther, who's bleeding from
Yeah, and
deep claw slashes across the body.
yeah.
Oh.
And then after not being able to find anything,
Yes.
I assumed that like we were like that was close enough that I didn't have to make any movement.
No, you were able to
Okay.
Yeah. Right
So,
to
and I assume if I try to move away,
you
I will be
now
taking.
opportunity attack. Yes.
Well, luckily for me, the kobold has scurry. Use a bonus action to move 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks or triggering traps or hazards that I'm aware of.
Fantastic. So scurry away.
So after like fumbling around with stuff and not being able to find it, I think there's just like a sorry, and then like a scampering on all 4.
I tried. The Valiant and everyone, you scurry away.
But Kento, you failed your medicine check.
But not on ability checks. Don't generate luck points.
It's
So luck is generated on failed attacks and failed saving throws.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I scurry away the 10 feet away from the Chimera, and then I'm going to take the rest of my 30 feet of movement. I'm going to move towards our elf friend, where they're currently unconscious.
I did try some more really great first aid on them.
Well, I already used my action,
Yes.
so it's now it's like where on me is it?
Alright, focus on just get my bag in order. Got it, we come to you.
All right. Well, I've got a chimera-ish thing in my face. So I think that means that it needs to be introduced to my longsword.
Yep. Whose
So-
name is, do you name the longsword too? Is this the
That's a
thing?
lot of pressure.
Okay, oh no, yeah. You're still getting to know each other.
Yeah, it's a new longsword.
Right, yeah.
We had to celebrate our recent success.
Yes, okay, yeah, so you're still meeting. Yeah, no, the unnamed, to be named.
Yeah, if it does a great job, it might be Chimera Slayer or Construct Slayer or Gear Eater. I don't know.
Gear breaker.
Well, let's see
Gear
how we do.
Breaker, I like that. All right, let's see if it can earn that name. All right, so I am going to two-hand my longsword because it is versatile and I don't have my shield out yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make an attack roll here. And let's see, 12 and 6 is 18.
18, yes, that will hit.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
So we've got our D10 for damage is a 3 plus 4, so 7.
Yeah.
And did I want to do a fun little, well, it's a chimera. I can't really disarm it of its claws.
True. Well, it's a metal chimera, so perhaps I would let you do it.
Oh, alright, okay. So then, yeah, I guess Yes, I want to find a way, because if I could try to disarm and maybe find a way, like hit a mechanism on its paw to, like, you know, mess with its claws or something, right?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, do I have to make a save?
I have to make an attack roll
Okay.
to see if I actually, like, hit
So this
it.
is, one of your weapon options. You're using your
Yes.
bonus action to your fighter to be
Yes,
able to do that. Cool.
bonus action to disarm. So 15, and then my normal attack bonus is 6, so that's 21.
Oh, God, yeah, all right.
And then it does have to make a save or drop its weapon, which I
Okay.
guess in this case is whatever you decide. And the save on it is 2 plus 4 is 6, and 8 is 14.
Alright, that is a miserable failure. So I think at this point, maybe you even cut off part of one of its paws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate one of its claw attacks. So it can only ever make one on that turn. So what does it look like? What exactly? Are you just slicing out the nail? You like jamming, smashing the mechanism? How are you disarming
I
this thing?
think because I've two-handed it, I did like one big slash across the right across the lion's mane area, and then coming back up, and I'm taking like 3 of the little claw toes off as I'm coming back up.
Yeah, you're like, right, those important ones that's still stained with Uther's blood. So
Yeah.
it feels extra satisfying as you're like, clip away, and these nails like go flying. And they're all about the size of daggers, so you hear like, like on the ground, you're like, so again, so the Chimera will not be able to use both claw attacks on its turns moving forward, so well done and well needed. Anything else for you, Gato?
No, I'm thinking the claw clipper sounds like a decent name. Maybe.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that.
The manicurist. The name of my blade. Fantastic. So Henry, we now come to you.
So Hendrian pulls out a warhammer, and this looks as much like a tool to be hammering metal as it is to actually be fighting with it. But as he pulls it out, it flares with a spectral blue light that shows that it's magically enchanted by him, no less.
Yes. Another augment.
It is another augment. I am going to attack two-handed because I haven't got time to get my shield out as well.
Yeah, this thing is in your face, the kitty in your face. You gotta deal with that.
But that is a 15 to hit with the warhammer.
Ooh, 15. You hit it, but just barely. So go ahead, swing away.
Will be 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice, yeah. So you both now have gotten pretty sound hits. This thing, though, does seem to be pretty well built. Like, you are definitely making a dent into this thing, but it's going to take quite a bit of firepower to get this thing pulled.
However, on the backswing, I, as a mechanist, have efficient action, which will allow me to use a bonus action to take a use an object action, or in this case, perform a weapon option.
Yes.
So I'm going to attempt to bash in the knee. This Chimera.
Oh, it's a bad day for legs. Bad day.
And that will hit on a 23.
Oh, yes.
Which means that on its next attack roll, it has disadvantage.
Ooh, very nice.
So it's doing this number?
Yeah, it's a
Hammer to the knee.
Yep.
A hammer to the knee.
All right, fantastic. So you are making sound work on everything this thing can reach. Fantastic. Anything else for you?
No, I'm going to stay where I am, thank you.
All right, and so at this point too, because your disguise is still up, yes?
Yes.
So you hear a like right by your ear, and like, whoa, one of these things seems to be looking at you, almost. You get the feeling it's asking you some kind of question, like based on just the like at the end, the inflection. Otherwise, you have like no idea.
Yeah. Go, that dwarf one. Go get him. Bring him to me.
And there's like a zip sound as this thing like goes over, and you watch as this like long needle comes out of this thing and just stabs down into Uther, just where he is laying on the ground. Uther, you are going to heal. 6 hit points.
Oh wait, hold on a second. That's not what I mean.
That escalated quickly.
And this like giant floating eyeball is looking at you like.
Thank you. Where is it?
You smash it a little bit. Wow, okay.
I don't have an action. I've just recovered.
No, so it's going to be Zephy, and then it will be Uther.
No, very good.
So, but your little flying friends seem to be in this fight and still believe you're the boss, so whatever you did.
It's working!
Woo! All right.
All right.
Our little pseudo dragon, what's he up to?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have Zephy fly out from the pocket that he hid in, and I'm going to. Let's see. Okay, I wanted to use Puff of Smoke, which is once a day the pseudo dragon exhales.
Pseudo dragon ability.
Yes.
Valiant. Yeah, tell us about that.
The pseudo dragon exhales a cloud of smoke in a 10-foot radius. A sphere centered on itself.
Yeah.
Spreads around corners. The area is heavily obscured. Lasts for a minute until like wind or something blows it. So I think I wanted to. I mean, honestly, actually, I'll probably have it stay in the pocket, peek out a little bit, and then Puff of Smoke to obscure both me and the elf, so that I can.
Nice. So your companion there on the ground, you can give a nice cover here.
Yeah.
What color is the smoke? It's a pseudo dragon. It can be anything you want.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. What's I think it's like a fun rainbow, like a prismatic.
Shimmering.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a trick that Zephy likes to do at parties, and
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like a mixture of just everything, like all of the little potions that I have. Zephy sipping on them every now and then, and so it's just Zephy's just like, this one. Exactly.
Can we call that a prismatic burp?
Yeah.
It's much cuter when you don't say that, but essentially, So you all see this rainbow smoke come out. You're like, oh, Zephy, you've seen Zephy 1,000 times. So as your friends disappear safely into the cloud, which is great because the Chimera is definitely not focused on them, and it feels like a pretty good cover going on here. So at this point, Uther, you are on the ground, but having been stabbed with this basically hypodermic needle, you feel I don't know, probably not great, but you're up. What you got for us?
There's a cloud? There's no Chimera?
So that is on the far side, behind
Far behind the cloud?
So the Chimera is still very much there, right in your face, fortunately.
I'm melting its face up!
Yeah! Melt its face!
Time to bring the acid
There
arrow.
we go.
And at the same time, summon my spell ward.
Ooh, yeah.
So weaving a protective ward around myself.
Cool.
Because I'm a battle mage and I do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, so here it comes. It is a ranged attack.
Yep.
My dice luck continues! An 8 is a miss.
An 8 is a miss, but you do generate luck in this case. Because you miss, so you get 1 luck. Unfortunately, you can't spend it on the same roll that generated it, but that is now 1 point that you can use to
I'm banking it for later.
Yep.
Alright.
We survive.
There's just a little groggy still.
Yeah, but you do cast the spell, and because you are expending the spell slot, your ward is still active. And remind us, for that ward, you have to basically cast a spell first circle or higher.
Circle or higher.
Yeah, each turn to kind of keep that going. And what are the defenses, the benefits you get?
So I get a bonus to my armor class,
Nice.
equal to my proficiency bonus, which is nice, and resistance to your major damage types like bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Fantastic. I wonder if that will be helpful. We'll see.
Maybe I've got 6 hit points.
Great. All right, yeah. So you are in front of this thing. Your spell just managed to move out of the way in time, but now you do have this cool. Do you have a move you do to weave this spell? What does this look like?
Actually, yes. The spell ward always takes the form of those sparks that I'm throwing off most of the time. They start to get coordinated. They start to move in a rhythmic pattern.
Yeah. Nice. So you've got almost like fireflies moving around you right now as the spell word is forming. Very cool. All right, but that does put us back at the top of initiative. So we're going to our dear friend Chimera, who seems to get over the fact that their arms. All right, but they're going to do their best here. And at this point, you actually do begin to hear more of this grinding and steam started coming off of the other heads, and you see the little goat head turns in and kind of chomps at the dragon head, and the dragon head and flicks a tongue out at this one, and then of course the other head here is getting all excited. The lion is rah! They seem to be almost bickering with themselves, which is another cool new aspect of the Chimera here. So it has to make a save. or basically succumb to a desire to fight itself as it is trying to figure out who's in control. So let's see here. Okay, so the heads cannot agree, which means that it's going to have disadvantage on its next bite or headbutt attack that it makes, as the heads are trying to decide between them on which one of them gets to eat you all. So it's rolling with disadvantage on its claw and rolling with disadvantage on its bite at this point. So good job, team. Let's see if it helps. All right.
This is so bad at building these things. So
it
bad.
can't get along. It's not listening. What's going on?
What happens
So
when you go up against the dice?
Yeah. Everything just starts falling apart. So luckily our kobold friend is hiding, so I'll reroll a d4 here. So Hendrian, some of the pain is coming your way as a bite goes in. So it is rolling with disadvantage, but let's see how it does. Okay, that's still a 17. Is that gonna hit you?
Because I haven't got my shield out, yes.
Alright, so finally the heads, like, after they start smacking each other, the goat finally just shoots a head forward, like, haha, you guys, and chomps down on you, which is a very uncomfortable feeling as a goat, like, and its molars are, like, smashing against your body, and your mystic metal's, like, vibrating with the intense pressure of this. So you are going to take, oh, is that a d12? That's nasty. That's nasty. All right, there we go.
I'm sorry.
All right, so that'll be 9 piercing damage as even its goat molars are so condensing, it's just like piercing into your metal and causing that to go into your skin.
Catastrophic damage, my only weakness.
Oh no! Being eaten by a goat, my only flaw.
My only weakness.
Alright, so it can only make 1 claw attack, and it is making that at disadvantage, which is good news, as it comes in, Gata, and tries to swipe at you. Thank God for that disadvantage. Alright, so natural 20, or a 2. So the 2, so with that claw, a 9, I'm assuming is not going to hit a pretty bad boy fighter. Alright, so I do get... not another claw, but I get a headbutt, it looks like. Yep. 1 bite, 1 headbutt, and 2 claw attacks.
That's it.
That's so nice. Alright, headbutt. As it is coming in here. This one is just a normal roll, and we're going to send that to Unther here. Because that's fair, right?
Yes.
Everybody should get one.
Bring it.
Yeah, everybody should
But
go on.
that's only a 14.
Well, you know, that would have been bad, except that I have my spell ward up. So no.
Alright, so the lion comes in, it's like, my snack. Oh, no. As it's like the sparks, and it's like, I don't want any of that. As it backs away and seems to miss you. So your ward is warding the heck out of it. Alright, that takes us to Zal.
Now, is our elf friend in a position where are they unconscious and, like, I could, like, stabilize them?
Yes, they're definitely unconscious at this point.
Okay. Then, yeah, I think I will try to stabilize them, because I think
Alright.
having another person...
Give us another go. Make me that medicine check.
I'm going to choose a different d20 than I rolled
You got this.
before.
You got this.
I mean,
Oh, no.
So that's a 6.
You know, I would if you would like. I know it's not Zeffy's turn, but I will let them burn their action to help you on this roll.
I would be okay with that.
Alright.
And now I roll a different
But
die
Zeffy will
than
like
I
it
did.
to act on their
That's okay. That's a 14.
There you go!
Yeah, there we go.
So you're like going in here, and Zeffy makes like a squeak. Not that one, boss. Good noise.
Hey,
that was the poison. That was the deadly poison.
That was the deadly
There you go. So you managed to do whatever you do. Do you have a first aid group?
It's not even a potion that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's actually like a pair of paddles that I just start like they as I like do it. It's mostly like static electricity imbued with a little bit of my fiendish magic that I just like. It's not even like I put on it. It's like a it's just a. I just slam it on.
That soul right up. Yeah. So you go ahead and and you see Ellison just body rocks and like the eyes flicker and kind of roll back in their head a moment before he goes into a comfortable stupor. So he is not in trouble anymore. You have stabilized him.
Cool. Perfect.
So good job. We may make it out of here with 6.
The Valiant 5!
Valiant 5.
Doesn't have quite a good ring to it. No, you gotta stay with me for sure.
Yeah.
So that was your action. Anything else
Yes.
you'd like to do?
I don't think I have a bonus action that I can really use here. Yeah, no, I don't think I do, so I'm good on that.
Okay. Just being heroic as heck. Kobold life.
Yeah.
Just pressing those pedals. Alright, so Zal.
Actually, so can I I'm gonna move 30 feet
Okay.
outside.
Out of the rainbow.
Yeah, out of the. Does the rainbow stay there even if Zephy leaves it?
I believe so.
Let me check.
Yeah, look on the.
The sphere spreads. It lasts until 1 minute.
Yeah, so
So
it'll stay there.
okay, cool. So like while they're like kind of groggy, I go, stay here, and I run out of the smoke.
It stays right there on the floor.
I'm gonna run out of the smoke. And you said there are like
pipes and
stuff.
machinery stuff around here. So clearly there's something that these things are all plugged in. Well, you would assume so in this space, but yeah, you can't see just like bare walls in here. There's all kinds of just technology.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna start making my way towards one of the walls. So I don't know if I can make it there and start climbing it this turn.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna make it there and I'm gonna try to start climbing to get some elevation.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can, I think, let's say like 15 feet moving. So let's say you can just get about 10 feet.
Okay, yeah, works for me.
Yeah, so as you're scampering up, hopping from machine part to machine part and just dodging the occasional like a steam that's coming out of these like clockwork mechanisms.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and get some elevation. Anything else?
No, that is it.
All right, then Gata, we come to you.
Well, Claw Clipper, tentative name,
Tentative workshopping
it, is definitely going to take another bite at this chimera. Also, the heads are attacking everybody else, and that's just not very nice because Unther is already on the ground. That is just very rude.
Yeah, it is. It is extremely rude. Yeah, these heads are now just picking on each of you until
So whichever one was picking on Unther, that's the one.
Oh, that was the lion.
Yeah,
my lion was like, ooh, sparks. That cat face, no.
I gotta go after that one, try and get its attention.
Yeah,
so my
for
dwarf
sure.
buddy is fine. Except that's a 2.
Okay.
Plus
Hey, you get some
6.
luck.
That's
a hard
you get
miss.
some luck.
So you
Okay.
get some luck. So that's a nice thing in Tales of the Valiant. You're not just losing. I mean, you get a little something for next time, right? You got to take risks to make your own luck, right?
That's true. So then I guess what I'll do with my bonus action, I will actually guard.
Okay.
Because Unther really does not need this lion coming after him again.
Yeah, sure. Tell me about guard. What's that do?
So guard allows me to use a bonus action to basically protect someone else or myself, but essentially it's going to have disadvantage on the first attack it makes against Unther.
I love it. God is like the queen of dealing out disadvantage, and I'm here for it. So really good names for all of you, for sure. Okay, so disadvantage on the next attack against Unther. Fantastic. Anything else for you?
No, I think that's about it. I still want to be right square in front of it.
And taking, I'm assuming, a pretty heroic stance.
Well, yeah, you gotta have the whole billowing hair and everything.
There's somehow wind here,
Yes.
right? We're going back to that first scene when we weren't in trouble. A little of that energy comes back.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, Hendrian, let's go.
So I'm going to unsling my shield off my back. If only I'd had it out the previous round, I wouldn't have been eaten slightly. Enormous kite shield. It's this sort of shape, and there is an enormous metallic V and a sword straight down through the middle. The insignia
Of the Valiant 6, right?
Switching my warhammer to a single-handed, and I'm going to take a swing at the chimera.
Let's go.
That is only an 11, I'm afraid. So
An 11. Oh no, this round, the Chimera seems to be getting smart as it's avoiding your attacks coming in at it. And there's barking mechanical sound that kind of comes out of the goat, and you're like, was that supposed to be a bleat? Was that, I don't know, very confusing sound that distracts you from playing.
So I will miss. I will generate luck because
Generate luck.
And then again on the backswing, I will try and hit it in the knee once again to bash it.
There you go. That seems like a good ploy.
And just whiff
Oh no.
repeatedly. I get
Alright.
2 luck.
You know you only generate 1 per turn, unfortunately.
But I want to.
But I want to. You've already pushed your luck this turn. So with that, yeah, you try to come back in and get this thing, but it is just maybe still getting angrier as you're seeing more of the steam come out, and it seems to be moving very quickly now, as it's really got its beat on you. Anything else for you?
Sadly, no.
Okay, all right, and at this point, there's another like clicking that comes towards you. There's another one of these things is right up in your face now, seeming to ask you something.
Who currently has the lowest amount of hit points?
I think
Probably.
Still Uther. As I'm climbing up and it comes up to me and it's like, the dwarf still! Get the dwarf! Just go, hang out with the dwarf for a second.
And there's a zip again, and this thing, now it's like you can see the big needle,
see the
right? You
needle
were
coming.
unconscious last time.
Great.
As it's just coming at you, it's coming at you. You gonna let this happen and try and dodge out of the way?
I'm a battle mage, I can take this.
As it's being stabbed through, and you feel sudden jolt of energy, recover 5 hit points.
Oh.
At least you didn't say take care of the dwarf.
Yeah.
Phrasing, yes.
Yes, phrasing. Important
Yes.
to be a good leader.
Better and better.
Oh, ow, your shoulder kind of hurts, but yeah, overall, feeling pretty good.
I
Feeling pretty
believe in
good.
acupuncture.
Yeah, it's all working. All right, and then Zephy did use their turn to help.
Yes.
So, Uthar, we're back to you.
Battle mages are good at tactics, right? It's strategy.
Yeah.
And I see that the problem the Valiant 6 has been having here is that we're making rolls.
Yeah.
And rolls are bad for
Rolls
us.
are
as
bad.
well.
Rolls are bad.
So I'm going to reach deep into my wizardly toolbox and come up with the classic. It's time for the magic missile.
Yes, it is time.
Little bolts,
Yep.
little fireflies. I'm firing that thing.
All right, go ahead. So you do not have to roll a hit.
I
just
don't have
that
to roll a
damage.
hit. I'm just rolling damage. We need lots of 4, 1, and
Are you casting it at first circle? Do you
oh,
want to
I should
trade
be
to
casting.
second?
I should be bumping this up for the extra. So that's 7.
I'm not here to
one more.
tell you.
No, I'm
But-
learning it. 9 plus 4 makes 13 points of magic missile, but I burned the
Yes.
second circle spell for.
All right, which does feed into your ward, so that's going to keep it active.
My
for
ward
another
is still
turn.
active.
So you are peppering it with this amount of force, and this thing, as it's like blow after blow after blow, just seems to be very confused and getting angry as you are doing this. But you are seeing now, like your shots are like flicking off some of these little metal pieces that seem to be coming like slowly unbolted the longer this thing keeps fighting you. So you seem to have done quite a bit of damage to this
Fall
thing.
apart.
This thing doesn't seem to be quite as sturdy as a normal chimera. Oh, Beetle. Come on, get some better bolts.
Get better bolts.
He cheaped out again.
He cheaped out again. He went to the bad hardware store. All right. Anything else for your turn?
I think that's it.
All right. Our chimera is up. Are you ready? Top run.
I think we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're
I'm
Valiant.
gonna roll the recharge. My fire. No!
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
use a doom point.
No! Boo! Boo!
So one thing, because players in Tales of the Valiant get luck, right? When they fail to resource they can spend. There's also an optional rule for GMs to get doom points, which is something that I can use to recharge an ability with a recharge, or force somebody to roll a disadvantage, or give myself advantage. So I have 1 doom point for this camper that I think I want to spend right now. Crank up the heat a little bit.
Do your worst.
Yeah, I mean,
So there's that click, click, click as that like gas smell kind of comes out of the dragon head, and then as fire sprays out over the 3 of you. So go ahead and make me those dex saves.
no.
So everybody except Zell and Zephyr.
how far away would you say this chimera is from me?
Maybe 40 feet or so.
Alright.
Why? Do you want it to be 30 feet away? Do you have a clever thing that's sort of
If it was 30 feet, if when you spend a doom point, I get it back.
Yeah, you know, it's only 30 feet. It looks different because of the prison.
Triangles.
Yeah, triangle. But yeah, it's exactly 30 feet away from you.
Yeah,
Tell me
so
about this thing.
part of my heritage, I have supplicant. When a creature within 30 feet spins doom, I have advantage on ability checks and saves until the start of my next turn.
Nice. So you're used to the boss is mad. So you get that fear-based bonus. Yeah.
Just in case any of it comes back towards me before the
Nice. How we do?
Yeah, no. I failed a saving throw and gained luck.
There you go. Hey, that's something.
So, as this creature starts to breathe fire, I'm not really paying attention. And then I mentioned that little blue plasma thing that was being on my shoulder.
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
That's Blip.
Yeah.
Blip. That is my shard of creation.
Yes.
Whom I generate abilities and can create things from, but also has the ability to inspire me. So I wasn't paying attention, and he moves and just sort of like taps me on the face to get out of the way. So I'm going to be adding a D6 to the saving throw.
Very cool.
Is it enough, Blip?
Is it
I
enough,
don't know.
Come on, Blip.
So that is 10, 12, 16 because of Blip.
Oh, that is just enough.
Let's go, Blip.
Okay, this is happening. Woo! Okay, yeah, so you managed to make the save. How did Gotta do?
I got a 16 on the nose.
There you go. That is good. That is good.
Let's go.
Oh, poor.
I love
Were you
fire.
even close enough to spend the luck to get up
I
there?
do have a luck point that I could spend, but I don't think it's
It's
going
going to help.
It's going
Is
to
that
help.
good? All right. Well, let's see how we roll this time.
Going out in a hail of fire is not bad for a battle mage.
The good news is I rolled all ones and twos, which is very embarrassing. So, whatever. That's only going to be 14. So that will be halved for the two of you to 7.
Which means I only take 1 point of damage.
Well, okay, so how cool does that look, though?
Yeah.
This hail of fire described to me, and you got some like cool, like...
Well, it's the as I dodge expertly at
Yeah.
it still catches me, but my metallic armor suddenly covers my face for an instant, and that red sheen, and you can see it powering up red, and then my face reappears. I'm like, is that all you have, Beetlebrox? It's like I'm not even trying.
From somewhere you feel psychic, just like, as you say that, but are you still up, Uther?
Well, no. This is
Uther.
I know. Back down, smoldering gently.
Gently on the ground. Like a warm embrace.
Yeah,
really,
I've been
for
here
a fire
before.
mage. Yeah, it's familiar. Unfortunately, does that mean your spell roll drops?
It does, because I won't be able to
Channel magic into
Yes.
it, unfortunately. So, it falls back down on the ground. All right, but we still have 1 claw attack now because of Nailbiter. So that is going to be coming in for. I don't think it liked that comment very much from Hendrian. So it's going to try and hit you with a claw.
My mouth is writing checks.
That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Because I have my shield, it misses.
Well, look who's getting all valiant on us. All right, so you're like, no, shh, as this is happening. So we go ahead, and that is the Chimera's turn. So Zal, what are you doing? He's just climbing up here. What is the move?
So as I'm climbing up, I'm looking to see if there are any big gears along the wall
Oh, yeah, there's
that
tons.
could perhaps be unloosing.
Yeah, there's a lot of these seem to be steam
Or loosen.
sort of valve
Unloosen,
things.
that'd be Titan.
Not unloosen.
Unloosen would be Titan. I do
yes.
mean loosen.
So yes, there are a lot of these big, almost crank things that seem to be to letting the flow of steam or water or whatever is carrying through these things. So if you just turn them the other way, you think they'll come off, and they're quite
They're quite large? Okay. Then my goal is I want to get the Chimera's attention so that it can get away from everyone.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna, do I get the sense that it is, I mean, all of the other constructs have been able to understand what we've been saying,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So can I do the command spell as I call out to this chimera? And I wanted to approach. I wanted to get close, away from everyone else, closer to the wall.
Nice. All right, sure. Do I make a save?
Let's see. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or follow the command at the start
Oh boy,
of the
am I bad at those. Let's do that. Okay. Here you go. That's a 6.
That is lower than my DC.
Huh.
So I just call out to him like, "Hey, over here! Come over here! Don't worry about them. The wall is better."
Yeah, and so you see the chimera at this point was going like this, you know, with its paws, with Unther, passing, rolling him around, you know, having a lot of fun. And then you say, like, you call to it, and you see the goat head turns back. It kind of makes this horrible, like, sort of goat sound. And then the other heads follow suit, and it turns and is going to bound towards you, giving attacks of opportunity from everybody who's conscious.
I would love an attack opportunity. I would love to hit with an attack opportunity.
Does a 14?
Well, you generate luck. There you go.
Does a 14 do it?
A 14 is exactly what you need to do it.
Okay, alright. So then I'm still two-handy. Where's my d10? There we go. Alright, so 7 plus 4 is 11 slashing.
Ooh, oh, you get such a good hit off on this thing. And like, you see a big, like, shelf side of it, like, just shears off as you were hitting it here. And it kind of struggles at this moment, like, looking up, you know, towards its master on the wall, back towards...
Over here. Don't even worry about them.
It's like dragging, you know, its mangled paw behind it as it is moving up towards you. Anything else you're doing?
I'm basically going to position myself behind this wheel so that when I have chance for my next turn, or maybe I'll have Zephy do it on their turn, just push it off and on top.
Incredible, yeah. So it comes up and it's like looking up at you, right? Because you're like basically just out of its jaw range, and it looks mad at you, like, what do you want?
Just wait, hold on, Jazz. Wait, this is gonna be really cool. Trust me.
So its 3 heads like swaying back and forth, looking up at you, and then we come to Gada.
You know what? I think this is a moment for a Vlahagentor to shine.
Yes.
I also don't want to leave my companions who are looking a little singed.
A bit.
So I am going to throw Vlahagentor.
Woo!
Alright, and that is 12 and 6 is 18 to hit. Alright, a d6. Ooh, I got a 6. Plus 4 is 10. So like fling right, and I'm aiming for like probably the base of the neck.
Yeah, where all
Just
3 heads
yeah.
kind of connect. Yeah, you get like a sound hit just right in that spot, and the thing like cringes down, and it's like, okay, I don't have time for this, right? As it's looking up at you, and it's like trying to turn around in this moment here. So it's like sparking at this point, and just like black smoke is pouring out of it. You're like, that's not even a cool look. That is clearly a very damaged look.
I just hope it doesn't scratch Vlahagentor.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
That would be horrible. Yeah, that would be awful. Anything else for you?
I suppose I could continue guarding my allies, just so the next attack that comes after my allies here would be at disadvantage. You know, just kind of standing over them to make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really big enough to like stand in front of Hendrian, you know,
Yeah.
but I can at least get
Do
in a
your
little
best.
bit, you know.
Feel about a 3/4, you know, you're good. Yeah, so you take a valiant position in front of Hendrian. We come to you.
So I can see what Zal's doing.
Yep.
Trying to
Yep.
take this off and land on that. But I don't want this creature to have a chance to dodge out the way. So I am going to sprint across towards it, pulling a spanner from my belt, and I'm going to try and jam it right in the mechanism on its leg where the panel has come on. So it can't move.
Alright, cool. Let's do it. Alright, so are you trying to, is it you hitting it with something?
No,
or
I'm literally trying to take the spanner and jam it in the mechanics.
Nice.
To stop it
Okay.
from being able to
What kind of
dodge out
check? Maybe a sleight of hand, I think, as you're trying to like land it in that just that spot?
the way. With a tool.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting the tool in the...
That's fine.
It's absolutely a tool.
The reason I asked is because I get advantage.
That's a tool. There you go.
And I really want this to work,
Yep.
so that is...
There's lots of aspects to plumbing, really.
And blip
Wow.
guides my
Woo-hoo!
hand. 18, as it blip is pointing to the bit where I need to jam it in.
Yeah, right here, yeah, and you're like, yeah, and you manage to jam it in just like right into that guided spot, and you can see the pistons that would normally like control the legs on this thing, just like absolutely fail. As this thing, I'm gonna say it is basically like restrained at this moment here, as it, like its feet. It can't move, and it's like, its heads are clearly now like biting up and down in that sad way when you see like animatronic things like that start to fail way. And then you, without even being asked now at this point, because these little robots are getting so used to just healing the door. One of these croissants comes back, and it didn't even put away its needle this time, and you're like, as you're woken up yet again in time to see your companions moving here. And then we come to Zephy.
Yeah, I think Zephy, like I just mentally with Zephy, like as I'm doing, I'm just gonna have Zephy help push it off and
so
on top of it.
That final, like that last screw you need as Zephy is just turning the wheel, and then you all see just this massive, like chandelier-sized gear just fall to the ground, and there's a catastrophic, like, clashing sound as just it hits right in the middle of this creature, and it just shatters with all of the damage that you have done to it, and just lands on the floor in kind of a twitching, sparking mess as you have defeated the Chimera. And you hear there's like a sound. No! This can't be happening again! This can't be happening again! Why? Every time I built this base and... I will get you one of these days, Valiant 6. You mark my words.
Hey, where's our friend? Where's the cleric?
Sino.
And you hear hey guys, I'm actually in here. I'm in here. Coming from like one of these big like machine things. She's like, I climbed down and I can't get out. It's like a water tower shaped fixture in the corner. He's like, damn you all! I'll get you if it's the last thing Beetle Brox the Brass Boss does! I will get... And there's like a explosion in the background. Oh! I gotta go!
We didn't even do that.
Sure didn't. And the lights like start flickering, and all these like little mechanical things start dropping from the air, basically like flies, and the doors start like ee. It seems like you better get out of here real quick, whatever is happening.
We should leave before this
Gather our companions.
I'm already up there. I can go get the cleric. I can
You get Porcina who's fallen down. It's like a 20-foot. You like get that rope. Thank goodness you protected it.
I run over and I get Blip to turn into a ladder.
There you go. Blip, form of and you're ready. Yeah, and she's oh my god. Well, thank goddess, a moon goddess specifically. And you get Ellison slung over your shoulder, and you're making it out, and of course you like navigate through the tunnels and doorways. Just as one opens and you step out, and behind you just a dramatic like red blast in the background as Beetle's lair is destroyed, and the Valiant 6 have survived yet another day. Congratulations! Yes! Coming in with the arch villain Beetle. Who knows when you'll see him again, but thank you everybody so much for joining us for this game. I had an amazing time. I hope you all did as well. But let's go ahead and go run the Horde one more time. So just say once again who you are, which pregen you were playing, so people know which one to grab. Now digitally available, all of these pregens as part of Kobold. So okay,
Sure. I'm Wolfgang Bauer, founder of Kobold Press. I'm playing Unthar Shaleheart, the battle mage dwarven wizard who can't stay up.
I was and continue to be T. Alexander Stangram, COO of Kobold Press. I was playing Hendrian Casca and Blip, the Orc Mechanist.
I'm Megan Moracle. I was playing Gada Zaid, the Weapon Master Fighter.
And I am Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer, and I was playing Zalbikar, Andrialix, and Zephy Alex.
Yes.
What does that mean?
And I am Celeste Konovich, senior game designer for Kobold Press. I was playing Beetle and all your other wonderful characters. Again, thank you so much for stopping by for this event. It has been an absolute pleasure having you all here. So thank you, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.